Hi, my name is Sarah Borda. I'm a myofascial therapist here in Chester, New Jersey, specifically a John Barnes therapist. And I'm here with one of my clients, Frank, and his wife, Marcy. And we are here to talk about some of the experiences that we've had with each other through the myofascial treatment. I'm going to start off with asking you, Frank, what brought you to my office and what was going on with your health at that time?
Well, I was diagnosed with head and neck cancer suddenly, came on suddenly. And we went to conventional therapy through the hospital for a while. It was about a month and a half, give or take, about 30 sessions, and I wasn't seeing any kind of results. So that led me to fall into a deep depression. I was worried about my future, I was angry at the world, and then my wife suggested maybe we go a different route, and she investigated and did research on myofascial therapy, and that's how we came to know you and to learn about you. Right.
And Marcy, so Marcy, how did you even hear about myofascial release?
Well, his current, now we're finished, but his therapist at the time through the hospital, Lee, actually was a student as well, and she suggested to look up on the website and see if there, of the John Barnes practice, and to see if there were any therapists that were available. And I found you. There were others, of course, but they were very far away or not available, or and then I reached out to you and kind of begged.
Kind of
begged.
A lot of pressure, a lot of phone calls, win.
And now we're here, and now we are very happy that we were here.
What type of expectations did you have for your treatment before you got here?
None.
Really didn't have any. We were kind of desperate at that point.
Right.
Just he had a timeline in his head that he wanted to be better by, which we knew probably wasn't realistic, but wanted to get as much extra help or any kind of help at all to either meet his timeline or just get better in general.
Right.
Because we weren't seeing any results. So we really just were desperate to get any kind of extra help, whether we thought it would work or not, which it did, but we didn't think it would in the beginning.
No, we didn't.
But
well, what I remember was that you definitely were desperate, and you were
angry.
And you were very angry because you had physically been trying to swallow. I mean, the physical aspect of this is that you couldn't swallow food.
Very traumatic.
Right.
You had a feeding tube in your stomach here.
6 months. Well,
Yes.
I only have 6 months. I had a feeding tube.
And the doctors were telling you that you weren't trying hard enough. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I told them that they were wrong.
Right.
Something wasn't right. Something in me wasn't right, and it wasn't, because we took a test, a swallowing test, and as soon as they seen the results, so they actually stopped the test and told me not to swallow anything, water, food, solids.
Nothing.
Stop. Take all feeding through the tube. So now that reassured me that something was wrong,
Right.
and it sent me into a spiral.
Right.
So.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we're not honored for what's actually really going on for us, like we're all trying hard, it turns into a psychological event.
Definitely.
And also, I just want to point out that Frank has some scars here. There's a trach scar, and this is the scar from your surgery, right?
Yes.
Yep.
And you have a scar. He has a scar in his belly where the feeding tube was, and so one of the main things that I started doing with you was working on your scar tissue.
Yep.
And getting your scar tissue opened up fascially through the connective tissue system is very important, and it's really often missed in traditional therapy. So let's see, what are the other questions that we had? How has your life changed in the last couple months?
Dramatically. I'm now eating solids. Emotionally, I'm pretty much level. I have my ups and down days, but overall, I'm a happy-go-lucky, appreciative of life type of guy, which I never was in the past. It's given it opened my eyes. It really has, to the benefits of, being healthy and living a healthy lifestyle. And the whole practice of coming here is I've changed the way I think about what you do, 180 degrees, because I wasn't a believer, I'll be honest with you.
I'm sure you
I
were.
came here
Yeah.
kicking and screaming, and
Yeah.
I'm saying this is just gonna be
Yeah.
a waste of my time,
Yeah.
and it's been so beneficial
Yeah.
in my recovery that I could only recommend people in my situation to reach out to someone and go through this,
Yeah.
go through these sessions. I mean, it's good for your whole body, and I'm living proof of it. I really am.
And
Yeah,
now
I
you're
mean,
back at work, right?
I'm back at work, working
you
every
tell
day.
them what you do.
I'm a plumber from New Jersey Transit, so I have full physical ability to crawl, move, bend, stretch.
He's
There's no
already working
limitation.
That makes
overtime.
me so happy.
Yeah.
First week back, he already took overtime.
Yeah, I'm back
So-
to my normal lifestyle,
Yeah.
which is also very beneficial in recovery because you're getting back into your element. You're not secluding yourself.
Yeah, he's getting back
So-
into your normal routine, being around the guys at work. That helped him tremendously as well.
Right.
Being able to get there.
Right.
He went from depression, from me trying to find a psychiatrist,
Right?
for him to talk to actually having thoughts of suicide,
Yep.
to this.
Yep.
Yes.
So
Hold on. That's all I have to say.
Just-
Hold on and get help. Reach out, and I'm telling you, it works. I can't.
Yeah.
And I was a non-believer. This isn't something that I came
No.
into agreeing with.
No.
My
you
wife
didn't.
will tell
No.
you, I was against it because I really thought there was no help. And after 2 or 3 sessions here, I noticed my throat opening up. I was swallowing water, drinking, starting to eat small
Yeah.
morsels of food, which is a big milestone when you were in my situation.
Yeah.
And from there, it just escalated into
And-
what I've become today.
yeah, and it doesn't help too that he's very impatient.
Yes.
Very
Yes.
impatient
Yes.
person and a
Yes.
very strong personality. So even speaking to other people who have been through the same kind of
I don't
surgery
wanna hear
and
it.
them telling him it will get better, it's just a matter of time, but everybody is different.
Right.
His time is, he wants everything.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
everybody, I'm sure they want instant gratification and he wants to be better right away. And some people it takes a few months, some
Right.
people a year, but anything that could help that we could think of is what we tried to do here.
Well,
and,
that's what it was. I
and I
wasn't
think it
getting.
speeded up his recovery.
I wasn't
definitely.
getting any kind of signals or signs through to the therapy that I was going through.
No.
So to me, it was
Yeah.
it was invalid. It didn't make
and-
sense to me to continue.
And
because-
although they did help, but they weren't as thorough
right,
as coming to you. They focused just on a
Their-
certain area
their
and
hand-
Yeah.
kept on that area.
their
Yeah.
system,
But your
their system, they're let's say handcuffed to what they're able to do for a patient because
Yeah.
they're
Right.
underneath the umbrella of being in a hospital.
Well, this is where I want to point out that the myofascial approach looks at the whole person, the whole body, not just the throat. I was stretching his legs fascially in sessions. I was working
on his appendix
on his
scar.
appendix scar.
Yeah.
I was working
On one side.
on his the tissue, his soft tissue above and below his feeding tube, and there were times where you could feel, I'd stretch his arms and he could feel it in his throat. So if you're in a traditional system and you're just seeing, someone's just working on one place, that's not going to work because your connective tissue is everywhere affecting everything.
Right.
Well,
It's
like
the
I always-
master controller.
Like I always
Yes.
used to tell you, I don't know what you're doing and I don't understand it, but it works. I can't
Yeah.
stress enough how it works.
Well, and
Yeah.
it's been a real honor for me to
Yeah.
work with you guys.
Yeah.
and It's been so great, and they got married too during the whole
Yes,
the
we
whole
did.
time.
We finally
So
were able to get married.
anyway,
Got the ring.
feeling better means you can get married.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we just wanted to share this with you. If you have any questions, please reach out to bodyhearttherapy.com. Go on myofascialrelease.com and look for Find a Therapist. And if you're in another country or another state, please try to find a John Barnes myofascial therapist. It will change. It will change things for you. Take care. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.